Let's quickly move on to one of the key challenges that you mentioned about, right? Recently, we have seen a lot of high-profile handshake, diplomatic moments, including our Prime Minister attendance at China Victory Day, right? Between the two, between the panda and the eagle, panda in the east, eagle in the west. How should Malaysia navigate ourselves forward?
Yeah. Very tough question. I like the slide. Okay. Can you go back? So who do we choose? The panda or the eagle? Panda?
Which is your favorite animal?
Yeah. I choose both. Well, both are coming here in next month, by the way. President Trump will be here in October, and so will Premier Lee Chang will also be here. So we got both leaders who are coming here. So for Malaysia, we got to be realistic about where we stand in the global landscape. Right? Our economy is very open. Our trade to GDP is in excess of 200% based on last year's figures. And who is our largest trading partner? Is China. Second largest is the United States. Who is the largest export market for Malaysia? It's actually United States. China is second. Who is the largest investor into Malaysia in the last 5 years? Is the US. Second is China. Whatever it is, always 1, 2 China or US China. So top 2 is always these 2 countries. And these 2 countries makes up 45% of the world GDP. So you cannot ignore one, nor then definitely you cannot ignore both, right? So for Malaysia, these 2 countries, we trade with them 15-14%. So about close to 30% of our total trade is with these 2 countries. Investments as well. So it is important that we continue to engage. And of course, Malaysia is chair of ASEAN. Next week, I will be chairing the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting. We'll have all the ASEAN Economic Ministers here, plus our dialogue partners, which are India, China, Korea, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, US. Even the US trade representative is coming. So we will be having, well, important discussion, but also engagement, which is important. So for Malaysia, we believe in the principle of multilateralism. That means we believe that all the multilateral platforms that we have, we should use it. Many are arguing that the WTO, even the United Nations, whether it is still relevant, but we are arguing it's still relevant, but it may need reforms because times have changed since 80 years ago. This year is 80 years anniversary of United Nations, for example, but many people are questioning. If you can see the votes yesterday on the Palestinian issue, so people are questioning, are you still relevant? Even WTO, many issue about the reciprocal tariff, or it's not reciprocal, it's actually unilateral tariff. That goes against the spirit of a rule-based trading system. So all this means that for Malaysia, we still respect the rule of law, but doesn't mean we don't engage. And we, as ASEAN, we believe in ASEAN centrality. There's 10 countries, of course, in ASEAN. All of us stick together, have the same view, engage all blocs and all countries. That's why for Malaysia, we are actually in 18 FTAs, both bilateral and multilateral. So multilateral, the big one is of course RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, which is ASEAN plus China, Korea, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, and we are in CPTPP, and we many others FTAs that we have together with various economic blocs. So we try and engage all. We engage BRICS, but we engage EU. We engage IPEF, APEC. So for Malaysia, we engage everyone, right? And it's important to remain independent. We make decisions based on our principles. So this is where we can then be in a position where when we meet the US, we can say this is our position. And when we meet China, this is our position. So we are consistent, right, on issues. We cannot be inconsistent in our foreign policy, in our trade policy, and investment policy. So if we're consistent, it's easier. For example, when we negotiated the tariff with the US, we were strong on certain principles that we are not willing to compromise. And if we explain to them carefully and properly and be transparent about our concerns, they will be able to understand where we're coming from, right? So this is where, again, for Malaysia, it's always important to engage. Thank you.
Great.